Salut! Recent s-a produs o tragedie și eu vreau să întreb o persoană obișnuită din Regatul Unit despre această pierdere.
I am very sad, actually, more sad than I would have expected. She lived a long time, and for many of us, we've known her face since we were children, since, our parents knew her when they were children. So she has always been in the news. Everyone knows who she is. She's sort of been there throughout our whole lives. I do have some mixed feelings, though, because, I don't think the monarchy was always a good thing, but I do think genuinely she cared for her people, and she was someone who understood she should care for all her people, not just like our politicians. They will only care either for who voted for them, or maybe they will only care for, themselves. That's how it feels like. Whereas she definitely served her country. She took her duty very seriously, and she is a big loss, I think, from herself.
Okay. Does everyone in the UK feel this way?
Definitely not. I think there will be some people who are celebrating because they thought that the monarchy is outdated. They don't know or don't think about what the monarchy has actually been doing. There are some valid criticisms. I mean, there is a certain number of people that are royal but don't necessarily do anything with their positions. We've already seen recently the Queen's other son, Andrew, doing very horrible things, and it's been a bit disgraceful to see him being protected to some degree, or that he has been protected from the consequences of his actions for so long. So things like that cast quite a bad shadow on our royal family, and the idea of the monarchy, this unelected rich people sit in a castle. They don't do anything except get lots of attention from the media. However, I would say that if you look into it, the Queen did a lot of work. She was working all the time. She was the face of the country. She was like a mascot, and she would often do diplomacy, and she would be trying to promote the UK to do good things in her own way.
Okay, last one. Do you think the British monarchy has a future?
I am not sure. I would like to think that it could have, but I do think that it needs to change. They still practice forced marriages, or at least they tried to. I don't think it worked out too well the last time, but I think that needs to end. If you're going to care for your people, you have to do it by leading by example. And to me, making someone, like making poor Charles, which the Queen did, she adhered to tradition. He was not allowed to marry the woman, Camilla, that he loved for so long. And that was really, really sad, not just for him, but also for Diana. It was just all bad. Maybe they learned from that. I hope so. But I also think that they need to change the way they do things, like there was a bit of inbreeding, wasn't there? Let's be honest. And maybe we should have a monarch that isn't tied to the bloodline necessarily. Maybe we should look for people that would fit the role. Maybe even, test or look for people when they're very young, see if anyone's interested in the role of this job, and try to get them to train up the same way that the Queen is, because no one gets trained the way a Queen or King does, to care for their people, to know every subject, every discipline, to try and understand how the world works and their nation. No one gets that kind of training. Not from an early age, not as intensively, and not with a sense of responsibility and obligation to carry it forward. Politicians definitely don't. So yeah, I think the monarchy does have a future, and I think maybe it should be the thing that keeps our politicians, the people who are voted for by the majority of people, but not necessarily the minorities that are most vulnerable. They don't necessarily represent them. I think there should be someone who tries to represent all of us, putting the most vulnerable first, and I think they should counterbalance our government, our democratic government.
Thank you, Emily. Vă mulțumesc pentru vizionare.